Compliments for a new season, South Africa. I greet each and everyone, and I thank God because of this new year 2026. Today, on this date of 30th of January, Friday 2026, I take this opportunity to teach the nation about the school governing body in South African schools. I realize after making a key research that most of the school manager and the community at large are in the dark of knowing the separation on how the school governing body can be constituted. And then let me just start with you by unlocking something from the South African Schools Act 1996, Act number 84 of 1996, G17579, where it reads as follows: membership of governing body of ordinary public school. In page 18, number 17579, clause number 23, subsection 1. Subject to this act, the membership of the body of the governing body of an ordinary public school comprises: number 1, members of the school governing body can be elected members. Number 2, the principal in his or her official capacity. And then number 3, co-opted members. Let me embark most on number 3 when it says co-opted members. When it says co-opted members, it's talking about those special schools with disability learners and all the stuff that the school is allowed maybe to co-opt someone with an expertise to assist and to help the school. Doesn't apply to an ordinary schools that admit normal learners or normal children. So when I go on, there's something that people who are in SGB doesn't know, that there is a reimbursement of members of governing body. And then clause number 27, subsequent 1, it says, necessary expenses incurred by a member of a governing body in the 30 performance of his or her duties may be reimbursed by the governing body. And then I was referring to the South African schools primarily governed by the South African Schools Act 84 of 1996, in acronym Sasa. This act provides a uniform system for the organization, governance, and the funding of schools, aims to ensure quality education, protects rights, and makes schooling compulsory for learners aged 7 to 15. So this act is also in line. You can't manage the public finance without endorsing or applying the Public Finance Management Act 1 of 1999, and then you go and read for page 12, clause number 3, when it says institution to which this act applies. That it's number 1, this act to the extent indicated in the act applies to department, public entities listed in Schedule 2 or 3, so forth and so on. So now, what I want to talk most or to dwell much most here, in the committee, the SGB committee, does not execute smartly in rural areas or else in towns. But if I can make a statistics and survey, I can say 1 out of 10 school is doing well, and then the rest schools are lost when it comes to the application of a school governing body, how it works. So After my research, I found that there is a school whereby an SGB member served there more than 25 years and appointed by the principal and not voted by the parents who are having children in that particular school. And going further, most of the school managers or principals, they are above the SGB. They create programs of the day. They are treasurers, they are secretaries, so forth and so on. They are not even transparent, and they don't even accept to work with the other AGB members. So they cause division. In actual fact, most of the SGB committees or structures in various schools are null and void. So why? Because principals try by all means to deplete the good functionality of the SGB, because they plan everything for them own. They segregate the other members. They don't apply the rules and the law, because when the school principal, he himself gave a financial report, meanwhile the treasurer is there, where the principal himself drafted the agenda, meanwhile the other SGB members are there. So therefore, and it will take some years for SGB to be in an immaculate state, or the SGB to be functional. So that's the problem that we are having at the moment. And some of the parents who served within the SGB, when their learners graduate from that particular school, they don't want to leave positions, because they don't know what they are doing there. Because should they know that they are saving the rights, they are protecting the rights of their children there, they should be resigning. Once your child make it and graduate in that particular school, you don't even left for anything rather than to resign, and you give some people a chance to lead and to govern the school. So this issue has resulted and impacted much in such a way that our school committees collapse. Once the school governing body collapse, the school management teams will be challenged to survive properly, because they take the instruction from the SGB. In actual fact, the SGB is a governance structure that plan, and the management structure execute the plans that were planned by the school governing body. So once the school governing body collapse or not doing the things the right way, it means all committees within the school will suffocate to live or to survive. So the school managers must try their best, must try by all means. Although our circuit offices are depleted or collapsed, they don't know on how to do, because it's their mandate to make it a point that SGB survive, to make it a point that they train the SGB members, to make it a point that they are attached with school, to make it a point and make it common that the SGB must be functional in order for the school to run properly and smoothly. Because of the weekend SGB committee, it's where we see that most of our schools in rural areas, we are paying a lot of money, and most of the people are not working, where some pay money to get books, where some pay money for extra lessons, and most of the people in rural areas are very much poor, are deprived in poverty. They are in poverty. Some fail even to fundraise 1,500, and the strategy of survival is based on a child support grant, granny's grant, so forth and so on. So if we don't have proper SGB members, we will see our parents, ourselves suffering, and the school not flourishing or going forward. So the head of the schools must always make it a point that they put their committee in equilibrium, because if the committee is not equilibrium, it means that anyone at school can steal the government money and do his personal issues, because there's no watchguard there at school. So the watchdog of the schools are the SGB committees. So that is why SGB committees must always on guard and make it a point that these things happen. And I appeal to parents, whoever they are, that parents be SGB members when you have children at school. Once your child graduate, you just leave everything and then you open a space for the others to come in and execute the things of their learner. So this is what I was trying to say. This is what I was trying to execute, because should we make it an account that we check the record of the schools, we check everything, we check the minutes, we check the election dates and all the stuff, we follow properly the Sasa Act of 1996, Act number 84, and also in common with the Public Finance Management Act 1 of 1999. Let me tell you and put my head on the block that most of the school leaders or school principals or school managers, whatsoever, whatever name you can call it, they will be arrested, because where the SGB lacks the mandate or lacks the power to operate, the financials of the school shrinks. And when the finances of the school shrinks, it means that everyone can have access to school money and do whatever he wanted to do, and also give a wrong report. Or when it comes to audit, according to my experience, when it comes to accounting or propelling the annual financial statement, most schools in our areas, in Limpopo, maybe to some other part of the provinces, it's maybe one man or two men who are in relationship with the school head, who are doing accounting there. And some of them are not registered. They are not in any whatever body, like us, who are registered with the Chartered Institute of Business Association of South Africa. So that's that. So I believe that we'll make it a point and try our best, and remember that education is a societal issue. We must make it a point that we penetrate, we assist our people, but the SGBs must be so strong, so that the school must run very well. So where the SGB is undermined by the school principals or managers, it creates a loophole that the finances of the school becomes vulnerable, like fundraising at school, monies that our parents used to pay, monies that we pay for maybe grade 12 whatsoever and whatsoever. You might find that those money are not deposited in the accounts of the school, are deposited in the account of an individual who also is paying the rest when they come to work, of which this is irregularities according to the Public Finance Management Act. Some of the educators, are using their own card to serve the benefit of the school, or which means is very wrong. So SGB must stay on guard. Although I grew up learning in our schools and graduated in rural areas where I wasn't even having a clear indication or understanding on how the SGB operate. We used to call this school committee when I grew up. It was just taken maybe as a light body, not a body that is qualitative in order to apprehend all the mismanagement management that are taking place in the schools. So I believe that when the SGB becomes strong, finances of the schools are safe. And I wish you all South Africans, I try my best just to share with you, just to highlight dangers here and there, just to support those who are doing well and SGBs functional. Well, I compliment them and clap a hand for them. But those who are not doing well, I invite them to go back and review and make it a point that their SGB becomes functional, making it a point that the right people must be in the committee of the SGB, people who are having children at the school, and this is non-negotiable. It's a principle that is tabulated in the School Governing Act. Oh, so thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for taking your time to listen to what I was telling you. And I believe that after listening everything, you will try to share this video and make it a point that each and every person listen and learn. Learning is never ending. So the one speaking with you is none other than Asani Simon Istole, an independent business advisor, registered with the Chartered Institution of Business Association in South Africa, SAIBA. So have a wonderful day. I love you all, and I believe you learned something. So take these 17 minutes to finalize everything. Tata, bye bye.